Welcome back, trainers, and today we've got an amazing team for you. I wish I could say it was my own, but I stole it straight from King. I'll link his channel below. I mean, you've probably all heard of him. So the team is Powder Snow, Shadow Alolan, Sandslash, which has become popularized by Zweilous now. And the reason for this is you don't get walled by Licky, you do a lot better into a lot of the neutral matchups, and way better into a lot of the grass types and the flyers. I saw a few Dragonite leads, and obviously it just absolutely smashes it. You do a bit worse in some matchups, like A9, but it's negligible, right? I think what you get by having Powder Snow in the Lickitung matchup and some of the other matchups severely outweigh losing the damage in some of the ice type matchups. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into some battles. First up, Chestnut lead. Now this is kind of good, kind of bad. We definitely don't want to see this on our Lantern. Now any Vine Web Frenzy Plant user pays to 665, and it's 5 to every superpower. And okay, quickly before we dive into this matchup, Pelipper, if you have a high rank Sandslash, you can win the Zero Shields on like 1 HP, right? You survive two Weather Balls just barely and get to your second Ice type Weather Ball, which takes them out. If you don't have a high rank, you're going to lose the 0 shields, but you win the 1 shields. So that's something to keep in mind versus Pelipper. Again, the plan is to almost always just be saving shields for Zard in this. Now a lot of people, they see Shadow Alolan Sandslash and they bait because they assume you're going to shield, which is kind of sick. So that might change as people see a rise in the popularity on this team. Hopefully from me, but more likely from King. Pelipper paces 5-4, 5-4 to every Weather Ball and 9, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8 to the Hurricanes. So they do outpace you in the zeros. Well, they do outpace Sandslash. Fun fact is a Weather Ball does about 80% to a Shadow Zard. So you really want to avoid this. But we have Lantern for it. The problem is with Lantern in the back, they probably have Lantern answers in the back. So while Switch might be advantageous, you still just rather go for shield advantage, right? So let's dive in and see how this plays out. We're going to play out the Zero Shield, we already know that. Obviously going straight Ice Punch. This battle is going to go up to the back-to-back and throw both. And we're going to take both, right? Here comes the first, does about 38%, Ice Punch does about 41% to a Pelipper. And we live on 1 HP. This is on CMP, and obviously we lose that CMP, and we're going to take them out, which is great. They bring in Serperior and get 1 Vine Whip head start, and now I don't know what's in the back, but I'm just going to shield my Zard here. A Frenzy Plant only does about 50%. I mean an Aerial Ace, but we still, rather keep our Zard healthy. I'm going to bait here, assuming that they always shield this, but Shadow Zards do like to bait, and they're at the move. I'm going to catch this on Lantern. They're not going to get to another move, so this is fine. And they're going to bring in a Medi. Fun fact, Surf and Thunderbolt are the same DPE. So, if they have 2 shields, it's a bit safer going Surf. But if you're only getting to 1 move, Thunderbolt obviously does more. Whatever they throw here, we know shielding. It's probably Psychic. It does quite a lot, about 41%. Thunderbolt lands, and they know it's over. We're going to farm everything down the side. Steelix lead. This is a good lead for Sandslash. They bring in a Galv, and we outpace here, so we're going to throw this immediately in between their Volt switches. They almost always throw lunge here, so I'm going to no shield, even though I was really planning on no shielding. But quite often they're going to throw the lunge here. We're going to now just dip out into our Lantern. We can quite easily keep switch here. And if they're going to fight super hard for switch, I might think about shielding, because they're already a shield down, right? And I don't know what's in the back. So we're going to farm up just before they get to their next move. It's 3 to everything and 4 to the energy ball. They double shield, so now I'm thinking maybe it's worth keeping switch. Charizard does one-shot Steelix, but the Dragonaires and the Breaking Swipes do a lot. Breaking Swipe does about 30% to Zard. So they're going to bring back in their Steelix, and this is kind of bad because now they're just going to get a huge farm down. And we're just going to let them farm down. I'm going to bring in my Sand Slash. If they bait, great. If they throw the EQ, they're going to be empty, and then I can just bring in my Zard. If they throw EQ, they're empty now. I'm going to farm up a lot. It takes 4 to every breaking swipe, so we're just going to shield this and keep farming. You barely notice an attack debuff here, right? Okay, they bring in a Pidgeot, and it takes 6 to the Feather Dance and 7 to the Brave Birds. So we're going to throw this. If they survive, which they do, we'll throw the Dragon Claw on the CMP, and we're definitely going to outpace the Steelix, right? I mean, we live on 1 HP, but easy clap. This is versus Imero, which is super sick. I didn't notice this in the game, but he's a leaderboard player, so I was very impressed that I managed to grab a win here. I mean, obviously a Shadow Dragonair lead, so this is an amazing lead. They bring in Licky, and again, we don't have an amazing answer to this, and we're Powder Snow, so this isn't that bad. And if we can get shields here, Shadow Zard does fine into Dragonair, right? But I'm going to save my Slash and come in Lantern. We're going to catch a Body Slam. And now they're going to get to power up, but only does about 45%. And I'm not sure if a Surf takes out. A Surf only does 22%, and a Thunderbolt does about 33%. Looking back, Surf was probably enough, and if they shielded us, we'd be behind. But they don't want to go they don't want to go down shields, right? They've got Ned to come in and farm this down, and this is fine. We kept Switch, and I'm worried because my timer is a bit misaligned, and they bring in a Mantine, and this is kind of bad, but you know, they bring it in a matchup where it's completely walled. They throw 5, and it's 5 to every Aerial Ace, but it's a Bubble Beam. It's 5 to every Bubble Beam as well. So we're just gonna, you know, we debuffed, so we're just gonna save that energy, bring in the Zard, which is kind of useless. Build up a little bit now. We're going to try and build up extra because we want to get a shield from the Dragonair, because they might farm us down if we can't get a shield here. Blast Burn is going to take them out. We're going to get to this Dragon Claw, which is amazing. This is going to take a shield for sure, right? And then we just have to get to the back-to-back before they farm us down. They're not getting to 3 moves. And yeah, we get to the back-to-back. Ice Punch is going to kill Dragonair and all the Dratinis it lives with. And this is great. We managed to clutch a win. I mean, it was a great lead, and we take 2 shields for the next season. Deoxys lead. This is obviously not great. Counter absolutely obliterates. We get lag there, and they get 2 counters in, and they're going to bring in a Charm A9 here, and this is fine, right? Lantern does not care. I mean, they're going to have to double shield to win this matchup, and if they do that, we're fine. Then our Zard is primed to sweep. So they want to keep Deoxys aligned. So they're going to fight super hard for Switch. They're going to throw it. I don't care. There's no point in me shielding this. We're just going to bring back in our Sand Slash. You know, I would want to farm up a lot, but these charms, Shadow and Shadow Violence does quite a lot of damage. And you know, we resist everything, but still. So I'm going to save that energy, not knowing what's in the back. I've got 2 shields. I'll bring in Zard to try and farm down, and they bring in their Licky. Now, Blast Burn here does about 59%. In the 1 and 2 shields, this isn't amazing because Licky survives. But we get to 2 moves here, easily take out their Licky. And let's see what's in the... Oh, well, we knew it's Deoxys. So now this is kind of rough. I don't think I'm getting to 2 moves. We have 2 shields, so their energy is kind of meaningless, right? We get them super low, and we've got the move stored. This kind of damage isn't even going to register. And we just need to farm down the A9. Easy clap. Yeah, so the first set I used this, I climbed straight into Vet with a 5, I mean into Expert with a 5-0. Another... I think this is the game. We throw on 6 immediately when we get it, which is on CMP, but it's kind of risky because if they don't throw, they get a full sneak of a Dragon Tail. Obviously it's a Breaking Swipes, we're not shielding this, it does nothing. And yeah, we're gonna not do the same thing now because we assume they know and we'll try and get a free Dragon Tail. We get the second shield, and now I'm just like, okay. But they actually built up 5. I didn't know that this would be a crunch. I had no, I was like, there's no ways there's a second rock or steel type behind here, but we've got a shield. As long as it's not Bastion or Carbink, we're fine, and it is Basti. And I forgot this team exists with the Medi in the middle, and there's absolutely no ways we get through the, this Basti and Medi and the remaining Steelix with our Lantern and one shield. Now, obviously we're going to try. We're going to shield this because we have to shield Sunning, and, kind of losing all hope now. We're going to make sure we throw in good timing. This Surf, we need 3 to KO. So I'm going to try and overfarm. No, I'm not. I'm going to just throw this immediately. I'd kind of lost count because I was bitching and moaning so much about there being a Bastiodon in the middle. And they're going to bring back in there. Okay, now they bring in their Medi, and now, my win condition is to catch, and they know it. They also try and catch a Thunderbolt there. So we have to throw before they get to a Dragon Tail. I knew they were dry, so I could have farmed up a bit more there. Now, they know I'm going to try and catch at some point. So I'm going to try. I also know that they know I'm going to try and catch. So I try and build up like 3 over. They don't fall for it. And yeah. GG's. Okay. Sandslash into Ninetales, obviously an amazing matchup. This is almost always charm. I've seen a lot of these leads, especially in my Guzzlord lead team. So we're going to farm up a lot, expecting that they're going to try and make a catch, but they don't, and we're going to get a shield. I don't like baiting here because it's quite risky, right? You don't actually save a lot of energy baiting. We're going to throw a second draw run. They double shield, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to save that Sandslash. They're probably super weak to it in the back, and bring in my Lantern. This kind of also isn't scared of A9's energy. The charms do a lot, and there's a Bastion, so kind of happy I saved my Sandslash. We've got 2 shields here. We're going to do as much chip damage as we can with Surfs, throwing on good timing. Yeah, they're going to get to a move here, and I think I'm going to let this go. No, okay, I'm going to shield this. I think that it might be a bit of a hard... that's actually really bad. I throw in cuck timing here also. I should probably just let this go, come in with Sandslash, and take it out. They're going to now farm me down, come in with a move. I'm going to no-shield this, and hope I can farm it down with wing attacks, which is also kind of retarded. But we do. It takes about 25% of our HP. We know that they have the A9 here with the move. So we're going to shield this and just farm up and see what's in the back. Hopefully it's something that we can one-shot, and it is. So we're going to farm up to 6 to CMP with an Ice Punch that would KOS. And this is going to take them out, right? You need about 6 wing attacks to take them out. We overfarm enough that we can throw another Blast Burn on the A9 and GG's. So that was a great game. Well played. Next, lead into a Lickitung, and this is where Powder Snow is amazing. So you need 14 Powder Snows and 2 draw runs to take out. So you need to go 2 over, and that means they're getting 2 body slams already, right? So a cool tip that I learned from King's video is you want to try and let them throw first, because if they throw on bad timing, you can get a free Powder Snow in. If you, you can throw on any time, right? They're always getting a lick in. So we're going to get a shield there, and I'm still going to be able to get to 2 draw runs here, which will take out, right? So they're going to have to double shield if they want to keep switch, which is amazing for me, because, that's not really what Licky is supposed to be for. Licky is supposed to be your 3rd shield, not supposed to eat 2 shields. So we're going to just come in here with Lantern. I think it's a bit risky to come in here with Charizard when they've got all this energy. And yeah, they're going to power up, does about 43%. That's fine. We're going to just farm them all the way down, even if they get another move. I think now I shield, assuming that maybe Lantern is going to be strong against something in the back. No, I don't. I could have possibly thought about shielding, because I've got 2. And there's a Serperior. Absolutely no ways that this thing is going to do much work. So we're going to just shield this, because it's about 50%. And we're going to be able to outpass, and they bring in a Deoxys. So 5 to every Psycho Boost. We're going to throw on the CMP to the Thunderbolt. Obviously we're going to shield, even if they bait you. Now a Psycho Boost does about 50%, 53% to a Shadowzard, so they're going to make it to another one here, but it's debuffed, right? And I just need energy so I can one-shot the come up with almost 2 blast burns, and there's no ways that Serperior's getting him anyway. This is kind of bad, right? A lot of Umbreons are paired with a Venusaur, which kind of covers for its fighting and charm weakness, and that absolutely destroys our Lantern, and there's no ways we're getting switch here, and we're not going to invest shields against Umbreon, right? So we're just going to try and get this as low as possible. They're going to get to their second foul play here, which puts us low enough for them to farm me down. And I mean, it's better that we have Powder Snow, right? We leave them much lower than we would if we had Shadow Claw, but it's still definitely a losing matchup. And they're going to come out with energy, so I'm going to eat this energy on Lantern and just farm them all the way down. I'm assuming there's something like a Venusaur in the back, and this thing's kind of useless, but it's a Serperior. And now they got 2 Vine Whips there that I kind of lost count of in the heat of the battle. They've got Psychic, they're going for a debuff. It's 7 to every Psychic and Shadow Ball, and 7/6 to Dark Pulse, but they're not running that unless they're actually mad. I bait you assuming that they can't no shield, because, you know, if Serperior's stuck on this, it's doomed. But they, you know, read my mind and call the bait, and now I'm in a bad spot. Because if I double shield this, I'm going to get outpaced. Second I shield this, they're going to bring in Serperior and outpace me, and even if I catch on the Lantern, you know, they just farm up to 2 and throw. So yeah, GG's to the opponent. I kind of misplayed there. I should not have baited on the first one, I guess. I don't know. In my mind, that seems like a very not smart bait, but like a necessary bait. But the opponent called it well, and you know, we're just trying for science to see how much Thunderbolt here does here, and it's not nearly enough. It's actually really tanky. Another A9 lead. I saw so many of these. They bring in a Sableye, and fun fact, you in the 0s and 2s win the straight Ice Punch because you outpace them and they die to 2. But I'm going to just let this go. They're farming up to 2, and I'm going to CMP them here. I mean, if this is a return, it might be a bad CMP. But they throw a foul play. They're at the back-to-back, but then I'm going to have to shield to get it off. And I won't even care. Then I just farm them down, right? So we keep some HP on our Lantern, but we come out dry. But it's coming into a decent matchup here with the A9. A9 is going to get a farm down here, but this energy goes nowhere. It's 6 to the Weather Ball and 8 to the Psyshock. And they bring in a Bubble Jelly, and this is so bad. So obviously Charizard doesn't want to see this. I'm hoping they Surf Bait me here. Bubble does charge a bit slower, but I don't really want to shield this. There, A9 has a move, so maybe I should have shielded that and then swapped out. But I'm going to come in here with Zard. You know, they've got 2 shields, so I can just go straight Dragon Claw here, which would KO, but they're going to shield this because this is their win con upstream. I throw on very bad timing there, hoping that they're going to let this go, but they don't. And all they need to do is get the shield here. Their A9 has a move, and they're just going to swap in. And yeah, if you can't get a shield advantage for Zard, it's not great. So yeah, in a neutral matchup like Umbreon lead, it's a bit of a problem. Lickitung, again, great lead. Well, not great, but you win this in the 0s, and you kind of don't want to see this on your Zard, so not too bad. Again, we're going to try and throw as late as possible because we want them to throw first. They don't, and you know, we don't want to go over 100, so we just now going to eat. Oh, they throw a Hyper Beam, which is savage. I have not seen that in a long while. We're going to get a shield here, which is amazing, and now I'm thinking, you know, I don't think they're going to run Hyper Beam and Power Whip, so our Lantern is kind of safe to come in for a farm down here. They're going to get scared that I'm going to just, you know, surf them before with all their energy, so they're not going to build up and throw the Hyper Beam, and then they bring in Lantern, which is amazing. New Lantern counts as 6 for the Surf and 8 for the Thunderbolt, and, you know, this absolutely walls Zard, so we're very happy they brought this in here. I'm actually remembering this game now. This opponent plays so well. So we're not shielding because we don't want to make them know that they're, or give them the idea that their Lantern is good in the back. Because if they start shielding then and farm us down, we're in trouble. They bring in a Gligar, and this is basically unlosable, except if my opponent makes a Savage catch on the randomest number. They built up to 10 wing attacks, and they dip out to and catch this Blast Burn, and now we are in so much trouble. They're now on 11. It takes 5 to every other race, and they need to get to 3, right? Now, I should know. I lost count here. I need to bait. Now, I can't remember. Gligar does 27%, 44% with an aerial ace, and Dragonair does 27%. So I'm not sure if it would have taken out there, but I needed to bait before they got to this, obviously. So well played to the opponent, poor play by me, and yeah, they're going to take us out. This is a fun match. It's against the person I played against in Gym Breakers, so I recognize the name. They're going to safe swap their Medi. It takes me forever to come out. They got 2 counters lead, and if this is a Psychic, it basically takes us out. It does about 80%, so we're going to shield that. And now I should throw before they get to this Ice Punch, but I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, it's not going to KO, right? So we can farm up a little bit more, and we're going to get the shield back against the A9, unless they want to completely sack it. So we're going to take them out here. There's no point in them shielding because we're almost at 3. And they bring in a Basti so they don't have to shield again. This is kind of fine, right? We've got Switch now. We know that our Sandslash absolutely is going to wall. They're going to bring in this, and I know that their energy is kind of walled on my A-Slash. So I'm going to farm up a bit on my Lantern to go back into the Bastion match, which might be kind of silly because this energy would do so much more to the Bastion. Anyways, we're going to get 1 shield here, and then it might be worth them shielding this, but they let their A-Slash go here, and yeah, they're not going to get to a move, and we're easily going to now take them out. We're going to be able to get to 3 surfs before they get to, they need 3 Stone Edges because I've got a shield, and we severely outpace them, and yeah, I think they can top left at this point, and they do. GG's trainer. Deoxys lead, also kind of bad. We want to get out of this super quick. Luckily there's not normally a grass type behind a Deoxys. They're going to stand and throw a Psycho Boost, which is fine. Giving us all this energy head start before they dip out is really sick, especially if they bring in something like an A9. We have all this energy now, and if they want to keep switch, they're going to give us shields, and I'm happy with shields. So yeah, we're going to get to the surf. They're probably going to shield and farm us down and come out. But again, this energy is kind of useless, right? Maybe I should stop tapping there to get more farm on A-Slash, but it's resisted powder snow damage, so it might... It's still chunks, right? We're still able to farm them down quite easily, and we've got a shield advantage here. They're going to throw Psycho Boost immediately, and this does again like 59%, so we're going to shield this. And what's in the back? It's a Lickitung, and now we've got 5 wing attacks head start, 6 wing attacks head start. There's no way this Licky is even getting to a move. Okay, never mind. They get to a move on CMP, which is fine with us because we're going to shield, farm up to make sure that we have more than enough energy to take out this Deoxys, which left dry already, right? So yeah, there's no ways. I'm going to bait here, which is kind of risky. But they kind of have to shield this, right? And then I realize I'm not going to get to Blast Burn, so I swap out with the energy, which is also risky because this game is so freaking broken. I come in here, and in the 2x speed, you can not really see, but that charge move button took a few extra milliseconds to show up, and I was raging. I thought it was lagging, but we're fine. Okay, this game also blew my mind. It's not, it's not a good lead for them, but it's not the worst lead. They're going to safe swap, and, Stabilize fine. We're going to kind of just farm up a bit and then swap into Lantern. We don't really need switch. If it's Thunder on that Ferrothorn, it's going to do big damage to anything, but we're just going to save our shields for Zard, and it can do fine there, right? We are going to see if... they're not going to show this because they're going to come in and get a bit of farm. And this is mad. You're going to see this game, this trainer. I'm presuming that, my Zard is going to be strong in the back because they swapped out. I'm presuming that they're going to have a hard answer for Sandslash because they swapped out of Ferrothorn into Sableye, right? It's not really an ABB line, I presume, because Sableye is, you know, Steel Double Dark is not a line I'm familiar with. Anyway, so we're going to no-shield this and save Shield's Facade, and then Altaria comes in. They're so weak to A-Slash. And I don't know if they were playing mind games with me, making me think that my A-Slash was useless. But there's no ways that we're going to get to 4 Dragon Claws here. Well, I mean, we're going to make it super close, but we're going to be 1 weak attack shy, and we still have to get to a move on that. Ferrothorn, so GG's trainer. So that's going to be the video. I managed to do a few more sets and went super positive. So this team is really working well for me. I'm about 2800 now. I'm super busy, so haven't been doing all my sets, but I thought you guys might enjoy and appreciate the video. And if you do, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.